I'm 100% certain Gavin Newsom is not having a good day today.
To preserve redistricting in the future is to make sure that that doesn't become the case. If California is, if a year from now, or a month from now, or if a week from now, if your cousin is kidnapped off the street, if UCLA closes down, if we announce that there won't be an election, if the census that we're relying on for the commission's next stab at redistricting doesn't include 1.5 million Californians in it, if we have no democracy left and we look back and said, if only we could have done something. Well, the nice thing about this is that we are in a time machine. We can do something. We know what is coming because it's in Project 2025. It's been made to preserve
Now, he said the quiet part out loud now. It might have went over your head. California Democrats, they openly admitting they need illegal immigrants to maintain political power. Not to protect democracy, no, but to preserve their seats, basically. This isn't compassion. This is calculated demographic engineering. And now they're defending it like it's some kind of moral castle. Crusade, rather. But when a real moral question shows up, like protecting the border or defending American citizens, watch how emotional they suddenly get.
We are a country of immigrants. That is just a fact. It is who we are. And yet here we are watching families be targeted, watched, hunted, farm workers being chased across fields. These are some of the hardest working people on earth, and they literally feed the nation. Shame on this federal administration for doing this. Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. Whose interpretation of Christian values is this? What happened to being the party of family values? This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. If you could see these families, hear from them, these moms, their children. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it. You would know this was wrong. We have to do better. We are a country.
Shout out to Just Jen, my sis. She wrote, she stole $50 million from fire victims. I don't give a what she says here. This belongs in prison like her husband. I mean, there it is. It's always Christian values when it comes to shielding illegal aliens, y'all. But never when fentanyl floods across the border or when American families are torn apart by criminal activity from those who shouldn't be here in the first place. Their empathy is selective, if you haven't caught on to that. And the outrage is political, and it doesn't stop at the border. I want you to watch how deep this mindset goes. Even our schools, they are now caught in this game, y'all.
Sanctuary jurisdictions have until today to reply to the Justice Department if they intend to comply with federal immigration law, and that includes San Diego County.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi sent letters to jurisdictions that the Justice Department says are impeding immigration enforcement. The DOJ is threatening investigations, civil or criminal actions, and leveraging things like federal contracts and funds if jurisdictions don't comply. Meantime, teachers and community members are now patrolling campuses across San Diego County looking for ICE agents.
Yeah, this comes after a father was arrested by ICE last week as he was waiting to pick up his child from Linda Vista Elementary. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal joins us live from Lincoln High School with the latest on this. And Kelly, can you sort of describe what you're seeing and what's going on with the teachers?
Well, these teacher patrols actually started happening last week, and they're happening during drop-off hours in the morning before school starts. So here's one of the organizers talking about what they're training people to look out for.
We urge the community to be vigilant and aware of what is normal, what they're used to seeing in their community, so that when something is out of place, right, when you see somebody, a car that you don't recognize, a car that's looking like, you know, with very dark tinted windows, or they've been there, you know, and so it just kind of brings that alertness.
And so this group has vehicles with decals that say community patrol on them. The woman you just heard from was Erendira Ramirez, a high school teacher and also a member of Union del Barrio, one of the groups that's been training teachers and people in the community for months now to take part in these patrols. So here's what it looked like outside of Lincoln High this morning. People were holding signs in opposition to ICE. Ramirez says there are probably 80 to 100 or so teachers who have gone through this training and who are helping recruit other teachers and parents to take part in what they're doing. Now, one of the things that she mentioned they're pushing for is to treat sightings of ICE agents as a lockdown, to put the school in lockdown mode to try and prevent any students from witnessing a parent being taken away. She says there's a lot of fear at schools throughout the county and a lot of fear from parents who are afraid to take their kids to school. So back out here live now, San Diego Unified has been very vocal about their support for the safety, certainly of the students as well as the parents.
Wow. Yeah. This is beyond insane. Public schools are now being used as shields, not for kids, but for adults violating immigration law. Educators are literally going on ICE watch, treating federal agents like intruders. The classroom has become an outpost for political resistance, and while teachers play border patrol against actual law enforcement, the state keeps losing business funds to fund the school in the first place.
We've made the decision to not open in the state of California. And while it was a big place for business in the past for Bed Bath & Beyond, it's just too cost prohibitive. At some point, some business needs to take a stand and remind the state of California that while they keep reminding us that they're the fourth largest economy in the world, that's going to dissipate over time. We've made the decision.
Wow. Even when California brags about its $1 trillion economy, companies like Bed Bath & Beyond, they starting to see the truth. Our taxes, overregulation, and political instability are driving businesses away in droves. You can't run a state on vibes and virtue signaling alone. Eventually, people who build things and sell things say, hey, enough is enough. And it's not just big retail. Watch what happens on the streets, y'all.
He literally went over it. Are you motherfucking kidding me?
Is that your car, Elena?
Oh.
Elena, is that your car?
Yes, that's my car.
Okay. Get to the bottom of it. Since you're not in it, okay?
No,
Deep
thank
breaths.
God.
That's the
Thank
main
God.
thing, right?
Thank God.
So are you with the truck? Okay. So maybe you guys can share information? Yeah? Can you share information or no? You speak English? Yes.
Now, this ain't a one-off, y'all. It isn't a one-off by any stretch of the measure. There's a growing concern about who's getting commercial licenses in California. You've seen the viral video of that trucker who made that illegal U-turn, and how many unqualified drivers are being pushed through the system, broken systems, just to meet quotas or avoid discrimination laws. I mean, the concern is just growing there. And a public safety issue, too. It's definitely a public safety issue. But like everything else, politics get in the way of competence for these people. And while working Californians are, suffering from lawlessness, the politicians pushing these policies sit comfortably in their mansions, on their podcasts, and all everything in between. And even they're getting called out now. Boom. So we coming back to this whole deal with Bath and Body Work right now. But from when I was reading this initially, I thought it said something about the chairman about it or not. I thought okay, never mind. But yeah, they're not just leaving quietly anymore, y'all. The business leaders, they finally calling it what it is. I was supposed to have this clip before the last clip, but it happens. California is chasing away jobs, man. And in the middle of all of it, guess who spoke up or predicted this? Y'all, Mel Gibson.
Newsom wants to do the Maui plan. What do you think the Maui locals think of the Maui plan? Yeah. I'm sorry, there aren't any more locals living there anymore. They all had to leave town. Do you think the people of the Palisades or Altadena are going to be consulted about how their areas are reimagined by Newsom and Bass? No? Absolutely. No. It'll be more like the Chairman Maui plan.
They want to use you to get what they want and then throw you away.
Yeah. I mean, one of the most pathetic and despicable things I've seen was when Karen Bass, in order to shift the blame and culpability from herself, wiped it on the fire chief and threw her under the bus for speaking the truth about how the department had been defunded and were without resources. They didn't even have water. Now Gavin has asked for $40 billion of federal dollars to do whatever he has in mind. Yeah. Why would we trust him with that kind of funding? See, along with that federal money should come a federal investigation into what the heck happened. You know, for a few pennies more. A federal investigation. I mean, Karen is, she's having an investigation into why she made the decision to go to Ghana. Which is absurdity on 4 legs. Federal investigation, yep. We should have one of those to see what the heck happened, and a further federal oversight to see what happens with any federal funding that we get, so that we have transparency, that it's audited.
Exactly.
Not because he's doing it, but because anyone's doing it. Because hopefully he won't be there anymore. Amen to that. We need to see what's happening with our money, with our federal dollars. California deserves leadership that does more than acknowledge a problem. It deserves leaders who take real, meaningful steps towards addressing these threats to our community. You deserve better. Our firefighters deserve better. And above all, the people who've lost everything deserve better.
Yeah, right.
It's time for accountability. It's time for leadership that doesn't wait until it's too late.
Fair election.
And most of all, it's time for the government that stands with its people, not just in words.
Right. Right.
Amen to that.
They got to go through the motions, you know, do something meaningful, build back better. Anyway, thank you. That's about all I have to say. I guess enough. Should be enough to get me in trouble.
Now for governor! Now for governor! Now for governor!
I'd now like to introduce you to Randy Economy.
Mel for governor, huh? Now, I just want to point out, that wasn't a rant. That was a warning. And now, it's being looked at like a prophecy. Mel Gibson said this before, you know, what we've been seeing concur before the $40 billion federal ask result, you know, before the land grabs. Well, no, I ain't gonna say before that, but during, before, and after the land grabs, the emergency mismanagement, and the cover-ups. But he saw what was coming. Because, you know, the corruption doesn't just happen overnight. It grows in silence. And Mel tried to break that silence, but hopefully people didn't ignore it. You know, I'm sure some people mocked him, you know, and tried to brush it off in that way. And now, you know, they're living exactly what he warned about. This is Newsom's. I mean, it's California, and Mel Gibson tried to tell us, I guess. He saw the plan before they said it out loud. He saw the failure before the flames. Now it's real and it's spreading, yo. So here's the question. Is he right about this? What else have they been lying about? Y'all be safe. Please go check on somebody today. You could quite literally be saving their life. Peace.